Racist cop targets black man at lunch. What he finds out leaves the whole cafe in silence. What happens when a single moment of prejudice unravels a truth that silences an entire room? In the heart of a sleepy southern town, the midday sun poured through the windows of Daisy's Diner, a place where locals gathered for greasy burgers and gossip. The clatter of plates and hum of conversation filled the air, but in one fleeting second, everything changed. Malik Thompson, a 32-year-old mechanic, sat at the counter, nursing a coffee and a BLT. His calloused hands, stained with motor oil, betrayed a long morning under the hood of a pickup truck. He was a regular here, known for his quiet demeanor and quick smile. But today, his presence drew the wrong kind of attention. Officer Carl Grayson, a grizzled cop with a reputation for hardline tactics, stormed through the diner's glass door, his badge glinting under the fluorescent lights. His eyes locked on Malik like a hawk spotting prey. "Hey you," Grayson barked, his voice cutting through the din. "Stand up." Now. The diner fell quiet, forks hovering, eyes darting. Malik froze, his sandwich halfway to his mouth. "Me?" he asked, voice steady but laced with disbelief. Grayson's lip curled. "Don't play dumb. I got a call about a guy matching your description. Stolen car, 2 blocks away. Let's go." The accusation hung heavy, dripping with assumption. Malik's jaw tightened. "I've been here for an hour. Check with the waitress." The waitress, a young woman named Sarah, hesitated, her tray trembling. "He's been here, officer," she said softly, but Grayson waved her off. "Stay out of this." He stepped closer to Malik, his hand resting on his holster. The air thickened with tension, every patron now a witness to a confrontation that felt all too familiar. Malik stood slowly, hands raised, his eyes never leaving Grayson's. "I'm not your guy," he said, each word deliberate. "But you already decided that, didn't you?" The diner's silence was deafening, broken only by the faint hum of the neon sign. Grayson's face reddened, his authority challenged. "You think you can talk back to me?" he snapped, stepping closer. Malik didn't flinch, but his voice grew sharper. "I'm just eating lunch, man. Why's it always gotta be me?" The question lingered, heavy with the weight of countless untold stories. A few patrons shifted uncomfortably, their eyes flickering with guilt or anger. Then, a voice broke the standoff. "Officer Grayson, stop." It was Old Man Jenkins, the town's retired librarian, sitting in a corner booth. His frail frame belied the steel in his voice. Every head turned. Jenkins stood, leaning on his cane, his eyes blazing. "You're wrong about this man. And you know it." Grayson scoffed, but Jenkins wasn't done. "Malik's been fixing my car for years. He was here when that call came in. But you didn't even check, did you? You saw him and made up your mind." The room held its breath. Jenkins shuffled forward, pulling a crumpled photo from his wallet. "This is my grandson," he said, holding it up. The boy in the picture was black, smiling brightly in a graduation cap. "He's gone now. Killed by a cop who made a mistake. Like you're doing now." His voice cracked, but his gaze never wavered. "Malik's a good man. You owe him an apology." Grayson's face twitched, caught between defiance and doubt. The diner's patrons leaned forward, their silence now a demand for accountability. Sarah, the waitress, spoke up, emboldened. "I served Malik an hour ago. He hasn't left." A murmur rippled through the crowd. A trucker at the counter added, "I saw him come in. Ain't no way he was stealing cars." One by one, voices joined in, a chorus of truth cutting through the haze of prejudice. Grayson's hand dropped from his holster, his shoulders sagging. For the first time, he looked at Malik. Really looked at him. The weight of his mistake settled in his eyes. "I got it wrong," he muttered, barely audible. Malik didn't respond, his expression unreadable. The diner remained silent, but it wasn't just shock anymore. It was a collective reckoning, a moment where a community saw the cost of snap judgments. Malik sat back down, picking up his sandwich, but his hands shook slightly. The diner slowly returned to life. Plates clinked. Voices murmured, but the air had changed. Grayson left without another word, the door swinging shut behind him. Jenkins placed a hand on Malik's shoulder, a quiet gesture of solidarity. Sarah slid a fresh coffee his way, her smile soft but resolute. As Malik took a sip, he looked around at the faces now watching him with something new: respect, empathy, maybe even shame. He wasn't just the mechanic anymore. He was a man who'd stood his ground, a mirror reflecting a truth too long ignored. The diner would never be the same, and neither would the people in it. Sometimes, it takes one moment, one raw, painful clash to remind us all that justice starts with seeing each other as human. Thank you for listening. If you find it interesting, please like and subscribe to follow the next stories.